Now listen everyone. In 11th standard, we studied sole proprietorship final accounts. Then in 12th standard part 1, we studied partnership final accounts. In both of these final accounts, we have been making P&L account and balance sheet in horizontal format. We call it as horizontal format or T format, where the left side represents debit and right side represents credit. In the balance sheet also horizontal format, where left represents liabilities, right represents assets. But joint stock companies final accounts we have to make in vertical format. Vertical format means no debit and credit side. Both are statements, none of them are account. Therefore, if you remember, in few questions of debentures what we did, instead of only writing profit and loss account, we used to write statement of profit and loss. So, vertical format means simply a column of amount, no debit and credit side. In case of P&L account, first we show incomes, below that we show expenses. And in case of balance sheet, vertical format means first we show liabilities, then we show assets. So, very first thing to be understood is, so far, whatever final accounts we have done in 11th and 12th, we have done in horizontal format, debit and credit, left and right, in balance sheet also. But company's final accounts will be made in vertical format, where in P&L account first we will show incomes, below that will show expenses. Same way in balance sheet, first will show liabilities, below that will show assets. Understood that? Now, a little bit of history about company final accounts. Companies Act was very first passed in 1956. In 1956, the Companies Act gave Schedule 6. As per Companies Act 1956, as per Schedule 6, we used to make the final accounts, which were horizontal formats. From 1956 to 2003, we made horizontal formats, wherein P&L account was made in two parts. Part 1 represented trading account, and below that, format made was only one, but divided in two parts, where first part represented trading account and second part represented balance sheet. Profit and loss account. Balance sheet also same traditional manner, where liabilities side capital, reserves, loans, current liabilities, fixed assets, investments, current, exactly same format what we followed in this 11th and 12th. From 1956 to 2003 that was followed. 2003 amendments were done in Schedule 6 itself, and horizontal was converted in vertical with schedules. Therefore, it was called Schedule 6. We used to make schedules for each item, workings. Schedules are like workings. Again in 2013, they replaced the Companies Act, amendments were done, and now, as per Companies Act 2013, we make the formats as per Schedule 3. Okay, so now we make the same formats. Again, they are vertical only, but again they have gone a vast change. Within vertical format also, from 2003, lot of changes are made. It's totally different format, and a new format of final accounts has come as per Companies Act 2013 Schedule 3. This is what we are going to study. Okay. I have personally seen all the 3 generations of formats. Because when I was in graduation, I used to do it under horizontal format. From 98 to 2003, I have taught also horizontal format. From 2003 to 2013, I have taught to the graduate students vertical format of Schedule 6. And last 3 years, again in BCom level, I am teaching this Schedule 3 format. So I know the complete changes. From 1956, what are the changes that have been taking place? Okay, but you will be learning this final. Is everyone clear with it? Yes. So let us brief introduction first. Give the heading introduction. Joint stock companies are required to make statement of profit and loss, Schedule 3. This 3, Roman 3. Don't write number 3. As per Schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013. Now, here we'll be studying the chapter in reverse order. Means, first we'll understand the format of balance sheet, not P&L account, balance sheet. And we will solve tomorrow questions where we have to make only balance sheet. Then, third lecture we'll understand the format of profit and loss account. And then we'll solve profit and loss account and mixed question where we will make profit and loss also and balance sheet. Total 4 lectures, the chapter will be over. Okay, and it is 11 marks weightage in your exams. Very scoring, total 11 marks in your pocket, which you will find after today's lecture is over. Okay, so here we will be going reverse. First, today we will see the formats of balance sheet and we will try to memorize the whole format of balance sheet. Okay, so be attentive. Understand the things first, then when I tell you, then only you'll write it. Yes, first understand the things now. Very first of all, in balance sheet, instead of liabilities and assets in a joint stock company, they call it as equity and liabilities and assets. Who's speaking in between? 4 of you will be out. If any noise comes in between. Okay? Yes, be attentive. Instead of simply liabilities, we call it as equity liabilities. Equity means owners. Owners' money in the business, which is in general term called as capital. Okay? And liabilities means outsiders' money invested in our business. So simply instead of liabilities and assets, now in the balance sheet the 2 headings will be equity, liabilities and assets. What does equity represent here? Owners' money, owners' funds, owners' capital in the business. What does liabilities represent? Outsiders' capital in the business. Is everyone clear with that? Equity will particularly include shareholders' funds. As I said, what is equity? Owners' money in the business. Who are the owners of a joint stock company? Shareholders. So equity means shareholders' funds. You all remember this? Liabilities are of 2 types. Non-current liabilities and current liabilities. Understood this? So 3 headings on liabilities. 3 main headings on liabilities. First of all, instead of liabilities, equity liabilities, and three headings will come in that: shareholders funds, non-current liabilities, current liabilities. Please close your textbooks and keep them in the bag. Only notebooks on the desk. Okay? Any doubts up till here? Now further, listen, assets will be divided only in two broad categories: non-current assets and current assets. As I said, don't talk in between. So, three headings on liabilities side and two headings on assets. It's very, very easy to remember. Equity stands for shareholders funds. Liabilities are non-current liabilities, current liabilities, and assets are non-current assets and current assets. Any doubt in this? Note it down. So total 5 headings in the balance sheet. 5 broad headings in the balance sheet. In equity liabilities side, 3 headings: shareholders funds, non-current liabilities, current liabilities. In assets side, 2 broad headings: non-current assets and current assets. Now put your pens down. Yes, written everyone? Yuvraj? Raise your hand who is still writing it. Now, close your notebooks, just be attentive. Listen carefully, everyone. Yes, and maintain silence, understand the things properly, try to memorize the things what I am speaking, okay? Yuvraj, last bench, be attentive. Yes, be attentive. Vanshik and Funsuk. Yes, listen carefully. Vanshik and Funsuk appeared for 12th standard board exams. Be attentive. Funsuk failed and Vanshik passed. Please be attentive because there are 18 things in this 5 things which you need to remember. And if you remember that 18 things, the chapter is over today itself. Then we just need to write that 18 things in every question and to fill in the blanks. That is what we are going to do in the next 2 lectures. So total 18 things we have to remember here further. Only 5 we have remembered plus 18. So, Vanshik and Funsuk appeared for 12th standard board exams. Funsuk failed but Vanshik passed. So, Vanshik became... Yes, no comments in between now. Senior. Okay. Vanshik became senior. Now, listen everyone. Looking at this results said looking at this results, you said, Lord, Vanshik passed? Funsuk failed? Okay. Further. Yes, we are in there. Now, Vanshik wanted to pursue professional courses. Yes, we are there. You'll be surprised to see the things further, so be attentive. Vanshik wanted to pursue professional courses. He was confused. Yes, be attentive. He was confused between CA and CS. So he did. Yes. So he did toss. Heads CA, tails CS. I am capable to do anything. So he wanted to pursue professional courses. He had confusion between CA and CS. For that he did toss. Is everyone clear with it? Now, let us say he decided to go in for CA. But then, for the pursuing of these courses, he asked, please no comments in between. Okay, no one, no, not already, will be out of the class. For the same, he asked money from his parents. Okay, any of the courses you pursue, money will be required. So, finance law, FNLO. Finance law. Is everyone clear with it? Thereafter, he did, after that money, he did CA. Then, he became Commissioner of Income Tax. Okay, he did CA, then he became Commissioner of Income Tax. Now he had confusion between CA and CS. Now he thought, why to leave anything? He did CS also. Okay, after becoming Commissioner of Income Tax, he also did CS. Is everyone clear up till here? Then his mother, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. So understand these all things, be attentive. This SR will come under shareholders funds. It will include share capital and reserves and surplus. SR will come under shareholders funds. S stands for share capital. R stands for reserves and surplus. Be very attentive because I will be asking you everything back. Okay, SR will come in shareholders funds. What does S stand for? Share capital. R reserves and surplus. LON will come in non-current liabilities. Long-term borrowings. LON will come in non-current liabilities. Long-term borrowings. Other non-current liabilities. Everywhere O will stand for other non-current liabilities. Here if O comes other, here O other, here O other. Okay, so other non-current liabilities. Long-term borrowings. Other non-current liabilities. Long-term provisions. Borrowings, provisions. Long-term borrowings. Other non-current liabilities. Long-term provisions. Toss, but S will come first. Okay. What was this L? Short-term borrowings. Okay, understand the common things first. What was O? Other current liabilities. What was this L? Long-term provisions, short-term provisions. Okay, once again. S. Short-term borrowings. Other current liabilities. Again Here long-term borrowings, short-term borrowings. Other non-current liabilities, other current liabilities. Long-term provisions, short-term provisions. Understood that? Trade payables. T stands for trade payables. It includes creditors and bills payable. Only two things. So T stands for trade payables. But S will come first. Means the order is short-term borrowings, trade payables, other current liabilities, and short-term provisions. Is everyone clear with this? Then fund low. Okay, he wanted money, so fund low. Fixed assets. Repeat.
Fixed assets.
Non-current investments.
Non-current investments.
Even in balance sheet asset side under non-current assets, we used to show two things: fixed assets and non-current investments. Means we used to show simply investments. Here they are non-current investments. Fixed assets, non-current investments. L. Long-term loans and advances. Long-term loans and advances. That is your non-current assets. So if you have given loan to your employees for housing, big companies do that. They give employees itself the loan for car, housing, etc. So if company has given housing loan to the employee of 15 years, then this long-term loan for the company is an asset. And where will it come? Non-current asset. Okay, so fixed asset, non-current investments, long-term loans and advances. And this you already know. Other non-current assets. Then after that he did CA itself stands for current assets. CA itself stands for current assets. Within that you remember Commissioner of Income Tax, CS and PERT. Okay. Current investment. This is non-current investment, current investment. If you have made investments in debentures for 5 years, non-current investments. But if you have invested in shares, which you intend to sell in 3 months only, then that is current investment. Okay. Inventories. Inventories means stock. Any kind of stock. Whether stock of raw material, work in progress, finished goods, stock of stationery, loose tools, spare parts will come here. Inventories. Current investments, inventories. Okay. What was this T? Trade receivables. Trade payables, trade receivables. Trade payables include which two things? Creditors and bills payable, debtors and bills receivable. Is everyone clear with it? Current investment, inventories, trade receivables. Okay? Cash. But remember the complete heading is cash and cash equivalents. Cash and cash equivalents. It includes only two things: cash balance and bank balance. Bank balance is called cash equivalent. So, cash and cash equivalents. Only two things will be included: cash balance and bank balance. Okay. What does this L stand for? Long-term loans and advances. Short-term loans and advances. Other current assets. Okay. Current investments. Inventories. Trade receivables. Cash and cash equivalents. Short-term loans and advances. Other current assets. Do you all understand this? This is a balance sheet format. And only balance sheet can also be asked in exams for 11 marks. Because there is only one question with whole final accounts, P&L and balance sheet. Other all the questions in your textbook are like make only balance sheet, make only P&L account that. So only balance sheet can also be asked. And what we are going to do is in every question, first make the format completely. Then read the question and do fill in the blanks. Wherever the item is to be placed, place it over there. Is everyone clear with it? And the best part, you don't have adjustments. Only one question is there with two minute adjustments, tiny adjustments. Otherwise, you don't have adjustments. So everyone is clear with this? We'll write this format now. The format what you'll make, I want 2 pages simultaneously to be used for that. Means, here you'll make the format and here you'll write the respective story, which will give you the shortcut for the headings. Okay, so 2 pages should be used simultaneously. In one page, the format vertical will go this way. Heading will be ... Company Limited. Be balance sheet as on ... That's fine. 31st March will always be the year ending. The columns are particulars, note number. For you, it will always remain blank like LF number. But practically, when you go to advanced level, then for every item we have a separate working which is called as a note. And you will have only one item in each heading. But in advanced level, every heading has 7-8 items. So we make separate notes for them and we write note number over here. Okay, but you'll always have it blank only. And 2 columns of this Saturday you'll have the test of stats part 2 chapter 2. And the test will be from 5 to 6. Regular classes will be there after that as it is. Test will be from 5 to 6. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Complete silence now, be attentive. Very first of all, vertical format. Instead of liabilities, what do we call? Equity liabilities. Write down. Equity. Now, equity means shareholders funds. For shareholders funds. Okay, write down. Vanshik and Funsuk. Main things, if possible, write with pencil the shortcut so that you can differentiate between them. Okay, so senior SR. Did everyone write this on the right side? Now tell me, what does this S stand for? Share capital. R, reserves and surplus. Head on A, share capital. Amount will come in first column of amount. B, reserves and surplus. Total shareholders funds in the outer column. Raise your hand who is still writing it. Now, equity stands for shareholders funds. Liabilities are of 2 types. First, non-current. Get on? Non-current liabilities. Now to remember non-current liabilities, adjacent to that, write down. Looking at this result, write adjacent to that only, okay? So that you remember. Don't write immediately next line. In front of non-current liabilities, write this. Space will be sufficient to write the story, so don't worry, whole page is there. So write the things adjacent only. Did you all write up till here? Yes. Now, this L stand for long-term borrowings, other non-current liabilities, long-term provisions. Head on. Long-term. Now, as I said, liabilities are of 2 kinds. Non-current liabilities and current liabilities. So third, now in front of current liabilities, I repeat, in front of current liabilities. Okay, right now, he wanted to pursue professional courses. He was confused between CA and CS. So he did. Now in bracket, right? Toss, but this S will come first. Okay. Toss. lost, but this S will come. Did you all write it till here? Now, this S stands for short-term borrowings. Only T is the new point, that is trade payables. And again, O stands for other current liabilities, and last S again stands for short-term provisions. Okay? Write down A. Now we render after the liabilities. Now give the heading assets. Okay, liabilities side are over. Now give the heading assets. Anyone still writing up till the total of liabilities? Raise your hand. Everyone has completed? So now give the heading as assets. Now assets have only two broad categories: non-current assets and current assets. So write down first non-current assets. For doing the courses he needs money. So write down against non-current assets, right? He asked. F stands for fixed assets. Non-current investments. Long-term loans and advances. Other non-current assets. Now we attend A, fixed assets. Within fixed assets, I have not told you any shortcut because they are very easily ascertainable, tangible and intangible. So for that no shortcut is to be remembered. Within fixed assets, we will show tangible and intangible separately. Is everyone clear with this? Any doubt in it? Then N stands for non-current investment. Then L stands for long-term loans and advances, and O stands for other non-current. Any confusion so far? All okay with it? After non-current assets we have current assets. Now in front of current assets you write. Now with the money he did C. He became Commissioner of Income Tax. Now CA stands for current assets only. Okay. CIT, Commissioner of Income Tax, CS, and put O. This things you have to remember. CIT, CSO. What does this C stand for? Current investments, inventories, trade receivables, cash and cash equivalents, short-term loans and advances, other current assets. Now, current investments, inventories, trade receivables and cash equivalents, and final total. Here also the balance sheet should tally, total of assets and liabilities should match. So everyone is clear with this format? Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Now 2 times you'll be writing this format in the homework. Story I don't need. You can recite the story in your mind, but I need the complete headings and you should remember it perfectly well. Because while solving the question, if you answer me anything wrong, then all the subheadings of that category will make you write 100 times. So see that you write it 2 times without seeing it. Remember it perfectly well. It is the most scoring chapter. This 11 marks should be completely in your pocket. Okay? So let's start with the practical questions tomorrow. Bye everyone.